Hello and welcome back to Pleasant Grove Sports Network. I am Boston Harding here with
Zane Grove.
And today's matchup, we will have the Coronado Cougars going against the Pleasant Grove Vikings. Just a look into the previous matches of both teams in this Red Rock tournament, now in day 3, the final day. So for Coronado, we have they first played American Fork. They took the loss 11-5, and then later that same day, they also lost to Dixie 8-1. And then earlier today, they played Taylorsville, and they won that one 8-4. And then right now, just about to start. Going against Pleasant Grove, who is 3 for 3, or 2 for 2 on games, with a doubleheader today. As up to bat first, we have Nash Bennett, number 11, And Pleasant Grove, for the first game, took on Taylorsville and beat them 10-0 in a mercy rule in the bottom of the 5th inning. And then yesterday, we saw them play Dixie, winning that one 10-1, which ended out in ending of time in the bottom of the 6th. What expectations do you have for Pleasant Grove coming super hot out of these last 2 previous games, Zane?
I mean, yeah, obviously they should have mercy ruled. They mercy ruled one team. They should have mercy ruled yesterday, but obviously time. So PG's coming off of really, really hot games, obviously not losing a game yet in this tournament. So I think they're going to come off really strong hitting. And, I mean, today we have a little bit of a different pitching change. We have R.J. Wilson pitching, which we haven't seen him pitch yet this season. And I was talking to Sheldon, apparently, when they were at hitting practice today, he was throwing 92. Which
really?
That's what I heard from Sheldon, is that he was throwing 92.
Shout out Sweet Productions.
Yeah. Or as what I like to call him, Baymax.
Now a 3-1 count to Nash.
It's okay. It don't matter.
That will be strike 2, bringing a full count, 3-2. That would be on the outside line, out 1, strike 2. Strike 3, out 1 for a looking strikeout for Nash. As I believe it was number 3 on the mound for Coronado. Could be mistaken there. As now up to bat, we have number 8, Drew Smith.
As Drew shows bunt and goes straight to the third baseman and is going to get Drew Smith out as Drew Smith runs to first and starts to tumble. As now batting number 1, R.J. Wilson, also the pitcher for today's game.
First pitch strike. Is foul tipped towards the Coronado dugout. An 0-2 count to RJ. I'll be in the dirt, ball 1. As on the mound is number 3, Chase Deli Preet, maybe. It is ball outside, now an even 2-2. Drooper to first is in time for a solo out there by the first baseman, and that will bring out number 3.
No runs on, no hits, no errors.
As now takes the mound R.J. Wilson, who we just saw batting. And who we have also yet to see pitching this season. As Zane was saying earlier, Sheldon was telling us that he was throwing in the 90s.
Yeah, which is
in bullpen.
Which is crazy for high school. Because, like, I mean, you really think about it, that's like, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I was going to try to bring up, like, an MLB term, and then I lost my train of thought.
Don't know what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, RJ is a senior, and this is something we start to see with these older guys, or just higher in grades, is they're starting to get a lot stronger, and their throwing ability is just that much higher from a sophomore to a senior. Those 3 years in between that is just a great defining moment for the player, and just something, just like training in those couple of years really brings out the person. Now up to bat, we have number 13, Drew Steffen. First pitch strike. Second pitch down and away for ball 1.
As that pitch is called for ball 2. As I believe, yeah, it hit. RJ hit the batter. Just barely, though.
Now up to bat, we have number 6, Lorenzo Brady, or Bradley. Didn't see the L for a second. RJ picks off at first. Runner is in time and safe. Strike 1. That is foul to the right. That will be called strike 2. Now a 0-2 count to Lorenzo. Picked off at first. Runner is safe. Picked off again. RJ really wanting to get this base runner off. Pitch is swung at and fouled. As driven high center field, will be caught. Caught by number 22, CJ Anderson. Now up to bat, we have number 8, Dylan. I'm not going to try to. Victorievish? I do not know how to say that last name. Strike 1. I'll just call him Dylan.
Yeah.
Next pitch fouled to the right side. Goes into the parking lot. Hopefully not hitting any cars on its way. Definitely hit a car.
Yeah.
Runner picked off again and safe. As this is one of the biggest rule changes from high school to the MLB. In the MLB, you only have 2 pickoffs per batter, I believe, as well as the pitch clock being also one of the biggest rule changes from high school to pro level. The 1-2 count to Dylan. That is a low ball 2. That is foul tipped, caught by the catcher for a swinging strikeout. I believe that counts as a swinging strikeout. I'm counting it, so never mind, it doesn't. As soon as I say something, I get fact checked. That is driven. Great catch there by the shortstop. Number 6.
Drew's. Oh, that wasn't Drew Smith. Wait, yes, it was.
Was it? Oh, I think that was number 8,
Yeah,
Drew
Drew
Smith,
Smith.
not number 6. I'm lying. I'm lying to myself.
I was about to say, I believe Drew was playing shortstop. Which I was talking about it last night, Boston. We are going to see Keaton Nordic in the batting lineup today.
Yeah, we are.
He's right after CJ Anderson.
Yeah, he's at 5th in the batting lineup, which we are at CJ right now, and then on deck we have Keaton Nordic, and then in the hole we have Noah Brady, who we also saw pitching in the first game against Taylorsville.
And I believe we will see him pitch again at 5:30 against Arbor.
Keaton?
Yeah.
I believe so. Now to bat, C.J. Anderson, number 22, who we saw earlier get that pop out to center field. Still at pitching, we have Chase DePreti. I swear I'm singing that last name wrong.
We apologize if we say any last names wrong.
I know I definitely have, especially during wrestling season. Oh my goodness, I can't say names. First pitch, low, ball 1. Second is high, 2-0 count. That is down ball 1.
Ball 3.
Ball 3. That is high and away for ball 4.
As now bringing up Keaton Nordic. Or we also called last season. Don't know if the team still calls him it or not, but at least last season, me and Alan used to call him K9.
That is a good nickname. Caught on a miss. Ball was down and away. Keaton swings at it for strike 1. That is very low ball, as CJ will still second. That is fouled off for a 1-2 count. That is also fouled off. Coach Henry being very happy that Keaton Nordic is swinging the bat. Again fouled off. That is cut and a miss for a swinging strikeout for Keaton Nordic.
As this game already going by way faster than last night. Like,
yeah.
Way faster. If it was last night's game, it would probably still be the top of the first.
Most likely.
That pitch was high for ball 1.
Picked off at second. Throw is not in time. Check swing, ball low, gets past the catcher. Throw is in time, out at third.
As Coach Henry doesn't agree with that call, neither does CJ Anderson, and he's going to talk. Coach Henry's going to talk to the ump.
Looks like the third baseman as well, number 23, may have gotten spiked on the throw.
As the umpires are going to go talk to each other now. CJ still standing on third base.
They will call runner out. Which now makes a 2-0 count to Noah Brady.
As now CJ getting out on that, trying to steal third. That brings out no runners.
Cut and a miss for strike one. Now a 2-1 count. That is in and low for ball three. Will be strike two, now a full count. Cut and a miss for strike three. That'll be a swinging strikeout for Noah Brady.
Is now going into the bottom of the second, score still being scoreless, 0-0.
As Chase DePrete is off to an amazing start for strikeouts. In 2 innings, he has 2 swinging strikeouts and 1 looking strikeout and 1 walk.
For Pleasant Grove in the second inning, no runs on no hits.
And still on the mound, we have number 1, R.J. Wilson for Pleasant Grove, who is currently at no strikeouts total, no walks, and 1 hit by pitch. Or, I apologize, he does have 1 swinging strikeout. Never mind. I lied. That was the foul tip that I thought counted as a swinging strikeout, and it didn't. Up to bat first, we will have number 24, who is Hudson Jones. Hudson now taking the box. And on deck we have number 14, Caleb Chai. First pitch. That is outside, ball 1. That is called outside, ball 2. That one was just on the outside line. And is fouled for strike one, now at 2-1 count. That is called strike two, now a 2-2 count. That is hit to the second baseman, turns around, throws in time for out number one, a 4-3. Now batting number 14, sorry. Caleb Chai, that goes to left field and caught for out number two.
As a cut on a miss for strike one. As that pitch straight to center field to C.J. Anderson. As C.J. Anderson calls for ball to end the bottom of the second.
For Coronado, in the bottom of the second, no runs, no hits, no errors. After two complete, 0-0.
Starting into the top of the third, still a scoreless game, 0-0.
As to start the top of the third, we're going to see Mason Henry.
Zane loves Mason Henry with all his heart.
Mm-hmm. Really do.
Hopefully we start seeing a better come out from Mason Henry, as I would like to say a very slow start to the season in the first 3 games of Pleasant Grove's regular season. Not the best from him, but as we saw yesterday, he did have 1 triple and I believe, let me look back at it before I start saying wrong information. He had a single, and then he struck out.
I believe the triple was his last hit, too, of the night. Which,
yeah, it was. And then he struck out looking, and then he had that triple.
Which I was talking about it after the game. I said to Sheldon, I said, I think that could be the start of Mason Henry for getting that huge triple. I think that's where he could
really get that confidence back. Yeah, I agree. We'll see it right here, as we did end up talking to some of the players last night too as well, and they believe that it was the bat that was his problem. That is hit to the third baseman. Throw is in time for a 6-3 out at first. Now up to bat number 5, Slater Scout. And still on the mound, we have number 3, Chase DePreti. First pitch hits Slater in the shoulder. Slater will get to first. Now up to bat will be I believe it was going to be the designated hitter, Cale Dunn. Yeah, it was. He was just switching out his helmet. First pitch popped behind. Can they get there in time? No, goes over the fence. A 0-1 count to Kale. As it is starting to get a little windy. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but if so, we do apologize for any wind interference. That ball will go way behind Kale for ball 1.
As just a little of a fact, but not like really. Kale Dunn's using the bat that supposedly is
a cursed bat.
Is the cursed bat. At least the cursed bat for Mason Henry.
I said it in the very first game that I really liked the bat and the batting gloves from Mason Henry. As now up to bat, we are back into the start of the lineup. We have number 11, Nash Bennett. There's a ball in the dirt, and a 1-1 count. Tries to pick off at first, not in time. Runner is safe. That is strike number 2, now a 1-2 count. Runner goes, check swing, gets behind him, and a successfully stolen base for Slater Scow. Now a 2-2 count. That is outside, now a full count, 3-2. That is hit foul on the left side. Ball high. Now Drew Smith, number 8, coming up to bat. And the catcher calls time to go talk to his pitcher. First pitch, whoa, ball 1. Cut and a miss for strike 1.
As that pitch is called for a ball for Drew. Drew in a 2-1 count. As that hit was fair, as Drew stopped running thinking it was foul. As that's going to bring in 2 runners and give Drew a double, but and bring in 2 runs, so that's a RBI for Drew, but if Drew thought it was foul, if Drew would have kept running, that could have been a triple.
A 2-run double, not a 2-run RBI. Oh, Jana shows up now. I was gonna email you, be like, where are you?
As now bringing up RJ Wilson.
Jana, I'm not watching this. I'm definitely not watching this. Gotta do both.
Has Drew Smith on second. As that hit straight to center field, as the center fielder will come down with the ball to make it out number 3 to end the top of the 3rd.
to bat first, number 10, Santiago Cocoon. First pitch fouled off to the right, going into the parking lot. Almost hitting a group of people walking in on as well. The 1-0 count. As still RJ Wilson, number 1, on base, or on the mound, sorry. Second pitch called for a strike, an 0-2 count. That pitch is driven into center field and caught by number 22, CJ Anderson. Now up to bat number 1, who is, I'm not going to be able to say his last name, Coco Tominari, I believe. First pitch called for a strike, second inside for ball 1. Now a 1-1 count. Next pitch fouled off to the right, now a 1-2 count. Fourth pitch in the dirt, now a even 2-2. Foul tipped. Now still a 2-2. Cutting on a miss for strike 3. Swinging strikeout. Now bringing the top of the lineup, number 13, who is Drew Steffen. That is fouled to the right, going to the parking lot again, nearly misses a car. People have insurance, or good insurance. Second pitch called ball. Now a 1-1 count. 2 outs on the board. Cut and a miss for strike 2. It's called low ball 2. That is a swinging strikeout. Strike 3 for Steffen. Or, sorry, for Drew Steffen. Batting first, we have number 22, CJ Anderson. Starting the top of the fourth, Pleasant Grove in the lead, 0-2. First pitch, ball outside. Second pitch hit to the second baseman. Throw is in time for a 4-3 out at one. Now up to bat number 9, Keaton Nordic. First pitch swung low for strike one. Next pitch, ball low. Now a 1-1 count. Third pitch, ball low again. Now a 2-1 count. That is driven right past the shortstop. Second baseman almost takes a tumble, and that is a single for Keaton Nordic. Now up to bat, we have number 12, Noah Brady. First pitch, ball low. Keaton going second. K9 steals.
You know, I hope he doesn't have another nickname that we don't know about, because the K9 one, it's a good nickname.
And second pitch, Noah Brady gets hit in the back.
Now bringing up Mason Henry with two runners on bases on first and second. Makes me wonder. I mean, we talked to some of the players last night, and they said that they made Mason switch bats because they thought it was the bat. So it makes me wonder if he's ever going to go back to the blue bat.
He switched from blue to red, fire to ice, or ice to fire. Hopefully with this bat, he may heat up. That sounds so corny. Wow. I'm not saying that ever again. I'm not doing that ever again. I apologize.
But I wonder if he'll ever go back to the blue bat.
First pitch inside, ball one.
As they called it a strike.
I did not see the umpire. I apologize.
As it's an 0-1 count for Mason. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. Being tall does not help you strike zone-wise at all.
Yeah.
as it just makes your strike zone way bigger than a normal batter.
Yeah.
Or a normal batter who's probably like 6'1", 6'2", not 6'8".
Yeah. I believe currently the average recruit in the MLB is 6'2", 200 pounds, or 220, as that is driven right past the shortstop. Will bring in one runner and a single. Pleasant Grove now up 3-0.
Coach Henry telling Slater Scout to be patient until he finds something that he likes.
As we saw earlier, Slater was the first person to get hit by a pitch this game. I believe it was this game, or at least for Pleasant Grove. I apologize. Drew. Let me find his last name.
Smith.
No, for
Oh.
Coronado. Wow, Drew Steffen, the first person on Coronado's lineup, was hit by pitch in the first couple. Now a 2-0 count to Slater. Cut and a miss for strike one.
As Slater looks back at Coach Henry, and Coach Henry telling him the same thing, be patient. Telling him not to swing at anything that he doesn't think is the right pitch for him. As Slater on a cut on a miss to make it a 2-1 count, or a 2-2 count, my bad.
Drop third strike. Slater will be out, I believe, because there were people on base. Yeah.
As that's going to advance Mason Henry to second and
Noah Brady
yeah,
to
thank
third.
you. As now at the very bottom of Pleasant Grove's batting order, Cale Dunn. As Cale Dunn chooses not to swing to take ball one.
Second pitch driven to the first baseman, bobbles it. Throw is not in time for out number 2, or out number 3.
For Pleasant Grove, 1 run on 2 hits. After 3.5, Pleasant Grove 3, Coronado 0.
Going into the bottom of the fourth, Pleasant Grove 3, Coronado 0.
Coming up to bat first for Coronado, we have number 6, Lorenzo Bradley. First pitch, hit by pitch.
As RJ not happy with himself.
Now batting we have number 8, Dylan. Again, not going to try to pronounce that last name. Almost hitting one of Coronado's pitchers in the bullpen. Now a 1-1 count. Line drive almost caught. And he will get a single and advance Lorenzo.
As that hit was almost caught by the second baseman, Keaton Nordic. As it just barely went out of his glove.
Now up to bat, we have number 23, Matthew Jackson. And a great play there. Let's look at that one more time. Gets her in time. Barricade picks her up. That is driven into right field, will bring 1 run in and a single. A single for number 24, Hudson Jones. Now up to bat, number 14, Caleb Chai. That is driven right field and foul, not able to be caught. Now a 0-1 count. Picks off at first, throw not in time. Runner Caleb shows bunt, will be strike 2. Check swing. Umpire says he swung. That would be a swinging strikeout for Caleb Chai. Almost went into reflexes and almost had Caleb Jackson from wrestling. I'll bring three strikes at three strikeouts for RJ Wilson. Cut and a miss for number 32, Colton Saggers. The 1-0 count. Cut and a miss again for strike 2. Cut and a miss again. 3 pitches, 3 swings, 3 misses as well for out number 3.
1 run on 2 hits, 1 runner left.
That will bring RJ up to 4 swinging strikeouts, no looking strikeouts just yet, and 2 hit by pitches. 0 walks as well.
As it looks like we might have a little bit of a hitting change. It looks like Talon Page might be checking in. As I just watched him go talk to the ump.
I believe so. Number 4, Cardin Page.
Oh, Cardin Page.
Talon is number 2.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I just saw the T Page on the back because it has like the T, it looks like.
Oh.
So I thought it was.
I could be. Yeah, he is number 4. It might be Talon then. Just wearing a different number.
We'll hear what the announcer says, and then we'll
see from there. On our scorecard, it says number 4 is Cardin Page. And I believe he is coming in to bat for Nash Bennett.
As
Announcer doesn't say anything. First pitch, ball low.
I don't know. Part of me wants to say it's Talon because it has the
T Page at the back.
T Page. But yeah, from what we can see, it's Cardin.
It's hard to tell with people with their helmets on.
We'll just call him by his last name, and we'll just call him Page.
A 3-0 count. That'll be ball high, or that'll be called a strike. Sorry. Now a 3-1 count. Pitcher steps off. That pitch is inside and high for ball 4.
As not coming at the bat, Drew Smith.
First pitch, strike. Runner goes. Pitch off to the right. Almost hits the umpire, just barely gets out of the way. Next one popped up to the first baseman. And that will be out number 1 for Pleasant Grove as RJ RJ Wilson takes the plate.
After RJ, we'll see CJ Anderson, who has had himself an amazing season. Like, really, really good.
Cut and a miss for RJ. Now a 0-1 count. Be foul tip to the back. That was strike 2.
RJ takes ball 1? Yeah, ball 1. As that pitch was low. As Drew Smith is on second. RJ straight to right field as that's going to get past all the hitters as Drew Smith is rounding home. And he is going to get there. RJ bringing in, oh, sorry, it is not Drew. Wow. I was mistaken as that was Carden. That was Carden Page, number 4. Sorry, I thought that was Drew. As RJ's hit brought in a run to make the score 4-1. As now CJ Anderson up to bat.
First pitch hit to right field. And it will be caught for the second out.
As now batting number 9, Keaton Nordic.
First pitch high. Ball gets away from the first baseman as the catcher tries to pick him off. And he will get to second.
As from this angle, kind of looked like the ball hit off of RJ's helmet.
It could have. I can't really tell.
From what I saw, it looked like it hit off his helmet. Which I guess, I mean, doesn't really mean anything, but. Keaton Nordic in a 1-0 count.
Throw to second, not in time. Inside and high, ball 3. Now a 3-0 count. That is strike 1. Now a 3-1 count. That will be ball 4 for Keaton Nordic.
Now bringing up Noah Brady with 2 runners on base as I believe it's going to be a pitching change.
To round up Chase's, or number 3, Chase DePreti for Coronado. His pitching stats to end it will be 2 swinging strikeouts, 1 looking, 2 hit by pitches, 4 walks, and 4 runs allowed. Now pitching number 12, Ryder Metz.
As now batting Noah Brady, and we also just got confirmation that it was Talon Page.
As on our scorecard, it does say that Talon is number 2 and Cardin is number 4, but that is switched. As Zane was right with it saying T Page on the back.
We should have just assumed it was Talon with the
Yeah.
T Page on the back, but
Cut and a miss for Noah Brady, 0-1 count with base runners on 2nd and 1st. Ball high.
so I'm a little confused why the announcer isn't saying names anymore. Normally he announces who's hitting.
I'm not sure.
I was hoping he was going to do that when we didn't know if it was Talon or Cardin, but
That pitch is fouled off to the right, just over the spotlight. Cut and a miss for strike 3 and out 3. A swinging strikeout for Noah.
as going into the bottom of the 5th, Pleasant Grove still in the lead 4-1.
Batting first, number 10, Santiago Cocoon. First pitch fouled off to the right, going over the fence, not able to be caught. Second pitch ball.
As it looked like the batter had to move out of the way for that one.
That one fouled off as well to the left side. Strike 3 looking. Now batting number 18, Mariano Bradley, who I believe we have yet to see. First pitch ball. Second pitch strike. Now a 1-1 count to Bradley. Or, sorry, to Miliano. Milano, not Miliano. I apologize.
As that pitch straight to RJ. RJ is just going to jog over to first and toss it to Mason Henry to get the easy out.
Now batting number 13, Drew Steffen. First pitch strike.
As there is 2 outs. Our scoreboard says 1.
He also has the count wrong.
Yeah, the count is
Now 0-2.
yeah. As that pitch way high for ball 1, ball 2,
Ball 1.
ball 1.
Now the count is right. 1-2.
As RJ cannot get there, as that's going to go to the second baseman, Keaton Nordic, but Keaton cannot get a hang of the ball as it's going to bobble out of his glove.
Now up to bat, we have number 6, Lorenzo Bradley.
As RJ checked on first and everyone thought he got him out. As literally everyone for PG just started running, trying to run back to the bullpen as umpire calls safe.
I think you mean the dugout.
Dugout, sorry. That's what, yeah, that's what I meant.
Now a 1-0 count. Checks first again. Runner is safe. Checks first again. Fouled off to the left. Now a 1-1 count.
As That pitch is a ball. 2-1 count now.
That ball is low and outside, ball 3. Now a 3-1 count with a runner on first and 2 outs. That is ball low for ball 4. And I believe that is RJ's first walk of the day. Cut and a miss for number 8, Dylan, unpronounceable last name. I think it's Victoria Fish. Check second. Throw not in time.
As honestly, it looked like that throw was in time for the out, but umpire says otherwise.
Hit to getting right past shortstop. Throw home, not, or in time. Gets the runner at third, and that is 3 outs.
As now coming up to bat, Mason Henry. And it looks like Brad Farr is going to take Slater's scout spot in batting. So that's 2 new batters we've seen from Pleasant Grove this game, Talon Page and Brad Farr.
And still on the mound for Coronado, we have number 12, Ryder Metz. First pitch low for ball 1.
As Mason, it gets right past the shortstop as Mason Henry's rounding second and decides not to round second and just goes first. Or rounds first, my bad. Not round second, rounds first. And decides to drop back.
Now up to bat, we have Brad Farr. First pitch strike. Second pitch fouled off to the back right. As Mason Henry will tag out for
Carden Page.
O2 count to Brad. That pitch fouled off as well. Wonder how many cars are going to be damaged by the end of today.
Yeah, as I want to talk about this. Taking out Cale Dunn, Vake Wolfgram is going to come in, taking Cale Dunn's spot. Vake is a freshman. So that's 9th grade. As his brother played on PG last year, Tua Wolfgram, as Tua is currently playing at BYU.
Brad Farr fouls that one off again into the parking lot as well. Picked off at first. Runner is safe. Carden goes. Hit goes into center field for a single.
As that's going to bring up Vake Wolfgram. Vake's first look at varsity this season. And after Vake, it's going to go back to Talon Page. So almost, I don't want to say almost an entirely new lineup, but
We got like 4 new people.
yeah,
in.
4. Which is crazy. I mean, it's only a two-score game.
Yeah. And that is hit deep center field. Runner coming in. And an absolute hose to third base from center fielder. Gets the double play. Umpires overrule, or I apologize, they do not. Keeping that second out, absolute hose from center field.
As now batting Talon Page.
And next up we have Drew Smith, number 8. First pitch, ball low. That is popped up and caught by the second baseman for the third out.
as a pitching change for Pleasant Grove. Mason Henry. Mason Henry is now pitching for the first time this season, as Brad Farr too now. Like, Pleasant Grove is just changing everything up now for this game. Looks like we have C.J. Anderson taking Mason's spot at first. We have Brad Farr playing right field, it looks like. We still have Keaton Nordic at second.
Well, with this pitching change, let's go over what R.J. Wilson had. He had 4 swinging strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 walk on 2 runs allowed with 2 hit by pitches. Cut and a miss for number 23, Matthew Jackson. As hit to center field and will be caught.
No, I will not.
Next up, we have number 24, Hudson Jones. First pitch strike, or sorry, second pitch. It's a 1-1 count.
I'm honestly loving this changeup that Coach Henry's decided to do.
Next pitch, strike 2. Now a 1-2 count. Next pitch fouled off, still a 1-2. And a swinging strikeout for Hudson Jones.
So I don't know if I can see. I think I'm right. I think RJ's playing left field now. And I can't see the number for center field, but I think it's Talon Page. I could be wrong. And then in the infield, we have CJ Anderson playing first, Keaton Nordic playing second, Drew Smith shortstop, Noah Brady third, and then Mason Henry pitching.
And then don't forget Cale Dunn as catcher. And another swinging strikeout for Mason Henry.
As now coming up to bat, Drew Smith.
Is driven into right field and will be caught by the right fielder.
As RJ Wilson now up to bat.
As driven into left center. That will be caught by the left fielder. Now up to bat number 22, CJ Anderson. First pitch strike. Second pitch ball, now a 1-1 count. That is fouled off behind us, now a 1-2 count.
As no one on bases, 2 out for Pleasant Grove. Top of the 7th.
That is hit just past the third baseman, and that will be a single for CJ Anderson.
Now bringing up Keaton Nordic.
High ball 1. Second pitch strike, now a 1-1. That is fouled off, now a 1-2.
As the pitcher checks CJ at first. As Keaton takes ball 2. Ball 2, 2-2 count.
That is a ball outside, now a full count, 3-2. Runner goes, and that is fouled off. That is hit just past the third baseman. And that will be a single for
Keaton Nordic.
Keaton Nordic. That's who it was. Now up to bat, Noah Brady, number 12.
On deck after Noah Brady is Mason Henry.
First pitch strike.
As Keaton Nordic on first and CJ Anderson on second.
That pitch will be fouled off to the right. That pitch will also be fouled off to the right. Oh, 2 count. Check swing for a ball high. Now a 1-2 count. Is a ball low, now 2-2. That pitch is fouled to the right again.
As it's still a 2-2 count for Noah Brady.
Ball high on outside for a 3-2 count. Ball high for bases loaded.
Now batting, Mason Henry. As Sheldon looks back at me. After Mason, we have, whoa, my mind. Brad Farr after Mason.
That is driven into high right field and will be caught for the third out.
Pleasant Grove, no runs on no hits after 6.5. Pleasant Grove 4, Coronado 2.
As Coronado's going to have one last chance to tie the game or possibly win it here.
Up first for Coronado, we have number 32, Colton Saggers. First pitch fouled off. Is inside, ball one. Third pitch fouled off for strike two. Now a 1-2 count. That is driven into right field and caught by the center field for out number one. Next up batting, we have number 31, Seth Asair. Or Asair. First pitch strike. Second pitch wild in the dirt for ball one. And that is driven to the first baseman, puts it over to Mason Henry for the second out. Next up batting, we have number 18, Milano Bradley. First pitch high. Second pitch strike. Now a 1-1 count. That is a foul tip. Now a 1-2 count. And that is a drooper to shortstop. Makes a throw for out number 3 to end the game.
As Pleasant Grove with an amazing performance, winning this game 4-2, as Pleasant Grove is still yet to lose in this tournament. As that's going to bring Pleasant Grove's record 5-1, as Pleasant Grove does play again at 5:30 against Arborview at 5:30. So, for the final time for this game, I'm Zane Grothy.
And I'm Boston Harding.
And we will see you at 5:30.